What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. And today we're going to be talking about what are my expectations for ESports Boxing Club as I'm going to play it in a few days. At the time we're recording this is the 18th of March, and I'll be getting hands-on with it on the 22nd and the 23rd and be able to talk about it on the 28th. And I thought one thing I haven't spoke about, I spoke about the event, I spoke about what we might be doing, haven't spoke about what my expectations for the game and how they're going to feel are, so you guys get an idea of where I'm at mentally, because if I'm going in there expecting the greatest thing ever or the shittest thing ever, that's going to kind of, if I'm expecting the greatest thing ever and it's not the greatest thing ever, then I'm just going to be filled with disappointment. So I thought I'd just talk to you guys about my expectations. Now, with these type of videos, I would normally, write things down, do bullet points, and I've just thought, what, for this one, I'm not going to. I'm just going to talk straight to you guys and just kind of chat, really. Now, first things first, my expectations for when we play the game is, as we know, just gameplay orientated. So I'm expecting just the menu, the play now menu. I'm expecting, if I'm honest, I'd like to see 15 to 20 minimum different fighters. With how many we've seen anyways, I've mentioned before, just off the top of my head, with Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Caleb Plant, Carl Froch, Joe Joyce, Johnny Nelson, Joe Frazier, David Adelaide, Eddie Hall, Arturo Gatti, Conor Benn, Mickey Ward, Kid Galahad, Kell Brook. So we've seen, a good amount, and I'd like to hope that there is a minimum of 20 fighters there. I'm expecting to be able to get a good feel of different weight classes, different fighter styles. Rocky Marciano as well, Joe Lewis as well, sorry, two off the top of my head, Josh Taylor as well, sorry. So the one thing I'm expecting is I want to experience different weight classes, relatively smaller guys and massive guys. I want to experience different styles, from very slick movers to very heavy hitters, as well as very heavy brawl styles, so very inside fighting, as well as, the likes of Deontay Wilder that maybe might be getting outboxed, and all of a sudden that shot comes down and the fight is over. So I'm expecting, if I'm honest, I'm not saying that if these things aren't true, I'll be disappointed, but I'll be a little bit like, why have we only got 6 fighters? Like, if we only have, 4 fighters, then I'll be like, how am I supposed, come on, like, this seems a bit silly. But hopefully that's not the case. But like I said, I'd like to experience several weight classes, several styles of fighting, not just limit myself to, just the slickers, or just the brawlers, or just the heavy hitters, or whatever. I'm expecting several weight classes, several different styles of fighters, and yeah, that's kind of my expectations and hopes for fighters alone. Now, what am I expecting for gameplay wise? Now, if I'm being honest, we know that the game is in some kind of alpha beta state, so it's one of those things where, am I going to expect a polished game? Of course not. Am I going to expect to encounter bugs and perhaps issues? Of course. I'd be shocked if I didn't find any. If I didn't find any glitches, bugs, or issues, I'd be genuinely shocked, as we're going to be playing it for a good, hopefully a good 7-8 hours of the day. So I'd be quite surprised if we didn't come across any bugs, glitches, or issues through that 2-day time period. However, I'm expecting something very playable. I'm expecting, there to be all of the necessary punches there, all of the necessary combinations there, the necessary animations for going down, getting up, corners, taking a knee, getting knocked out cold, ragdolls, getting dropped onto your ass, flash knockdowns, flash knockouts. These are the things I'm expecting to go there and get a full gaming boxing experience. Maybe it's not going to have the career and the online, the things we're not covering. I don't care about that. When it comes to the core gameplay, I'm generally expecting at least a overhaul of a boxing experience. So all of the necessary punches. I wouldn't want to go there and they go, by the way, we haven't actually implemented the jab yet, so it doesn't exist. Then I'd be like, well, then you better fucking implement it. Like, come on. But my expectations for the gameplay as a whole are a full boxing experience. I'm expecting, like I said, every punch, every combination to be able to go together. Don't get me wrong, sometimes I'm sure the punches and the combinations will look a little bit funny, because they're always working on it, as they have admitted themselves. And of course, like I said, when we're playing, I'm expecting, this full boxing experience. I'm expecting it to be fun as well. I'm expecting it not to get stagnant or boring after a while. I honestly, things like, finding like a meta, maybe we'll look out for things that are a bit overpowered, so we can at least help. So things like that aren't there on release. At the end of the day, the guys in America and me and Reese in the UK, we're going there to make sure that the game is epic when it's released. I don't want to go there and then be like, oh, Studdy, you got to play it for 2 days, you know, several months before all of us, and how did you help? And I don't want to be able to, I don't want to sit there and go, I didn't help, sorry guys. I want to be able to know that I have helped and said, well, you know what, this was an issue, this was an issue, this was an issue, and we helped fix it for you guys on release. So, obviously, you know, I'm definitely expecting a few issues, but I'm expecting a full boxing experience. I'm expecting things to be clean when it comes to graphically, as we have seen. I'm expecting it to be clean. I'm expecting the head movement, footwork, loose movement, all of that stuff as a whole to be there. Maybe not completely polished, but definitely good. I'd be disappointed if the full boxing experience wasn't at least there for the game as of right now. So, you know, while it's, you know, it is a great honour, I'm not going to go there and kiss their ass and go, well done, you've made 6% of a game, I'm really impressed. I'm going to tell them how I feel. And that's the way it is. That they want this. They want the constructive criticism. Of course, I'm not going to be a cunt about it. It's going to be constructive, and I'm going to help, and I want to help. But there's a lot that I'm expecting, and I understand won't be done. Like we've mentioned, things we're not going to find out about. You know, fighters that maybe we haven't been announced, career mode, online, blah, 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 blah. But gameplay as a whole, I'm expecting at least somewhat of a product that would be considered finished for beta or alpha. So a full playable product that isn't like, okay, instead of 12 rounds, we can only let you play 3 rounds of fight because we haven't programmed this. Or, oh yeah, like I said, by the way, the jab straight hook combination doesn't actually work. It's not there, so you've got to set everything up with the backhand hook. Like, that would be disappointing to me if basic things like that, like, oh, by the way, you can't slip to the right because that's not been put in yet. You can't roll under someone's shots because that's not been put in yet. You can't throw the lead body hook. You know, that kind of shit would piss me off. So I'm definitely expecting the full experience there when it comes to gameplay as a whole. Of course, there's a little part of me that wants to see the entrances and the exits and the announcement. That kind of stuff, I'm not expecting to be there, if I'm honest. I wouldn't be surprised if the walkouts were just kind of like a little loading thing, just 2 seconds each, and then cut straight to the ring. I wouldn't be shocked about that. The one thing I am expecting, though, if I'm going to be honest, quite a high expectation, is the commentary. To hear the commentary when playing the game. You know, for starters, is it there? You know, we heard a little bit of it at the start of the Caleb Plant, Carl Froch clip in the last gameplay. You literally hear it for like 1 second. But you know, I'm expecting the commentary to be there. We've seen Todd Grisham record some lines. If it's not there, I'm not going to be shocked. If it is there, then I'll be like, okay, good. Like, this is what I expected. But if it's not there, I'm not going to be disappointed because the commentary isn't necessarily important in the grand scheme of things. Of course, for a finished product, the commentary is important. But from where I'm looking at it, from someone that's playing the game early, that's not something that will affect the gameplay. The way I play, the commentary will not affect that. So, you know, I'm curious to see about the gameplay, as well as things like CompuBox. I'm interested. That's one thing I'm interested more than expecting. I'm interested to see if you know, the little CompuBox stat thing pops up or not. But that's kind of more interested than it is expectation. But you know, I've got my expectations relatively mid-range, if I'm being honest. I've got my expectations high for the game as a whole, but I've got my expectations mid-range for this experience. Like I said, guys, because it is an alpha beta build, wherever they may be now, we are very lucky in terms of getting to play it early, of course, but there's still a point where I'm expecting it to be solid and it to be a good system to play on. You know, obviously there's a lot missing, there's a lot that won't be there. But yeah, my expectations are pretty mid-range at the minute. I'm not expecting it to be the best game ever because it is early build. So, of course, you know, my expectations are, I think, reasonably where they need to be. So I can be quite unbiased when I'm not expecting a god game and I'll be really disappointed. I'm not expecting a piece of shit and be really happy, like overly happy. You know, I want to be happy and excited that I'm playing the game, but I want to be able to get my notepad out that you guys saw before, wherever it may be, I think it's in there, and you know, be able to say, all right, let's write some notes down, let's calm down and let me write some notes down quickly, because that's what I'm doing for you guys. I'm writing these notes down so I can, you know, keep mental notes as we go, and then when we go back to the hotel in the night before, I'll clean up the notes, I'll fill out some questions that I've got on my sheet, and we'll go from there. But as a total, let's say as a review of expectations, I'm expecting the game to be a 6 to 7 out of 10 for a beta build. You know, I'm expecting to find some issues. I'm expecting to, you know, there to be some problems. Not tons. I'm expecting there to maybe be, you know, some visual deformities and things like that, and things not to be completely clean. But I think that's good to keep my expectation like that. There's a part of me that wants to get really, really excited and just be buzzing. But I have to kind of, I have to be smart with this and use this as an opportunity to prove to you guys and the guys at Steel City and everyone and game companies as a whole that, this is something that we can do as content creators. We can be trusted to go there and be smart and say, you know what, guys, I think this is a bit of an issue. This needs to be fixed. However, this is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This is good, but could be better. This is awful. Needs to be fixed ASAP. This is amazing. Don't worry about touching that section. That's brilliant. And I think that's kind of where I'm going with that. I want to find something in kind of every category of perfect. Don't touch it. Brilliant. Really good stuff. That was okay. Could be fixed, but no rush. That wasn't great, that should be fixed soon, and this was awful, it needs to be fixed ASAP. That's kind of where I'm going. I'm wanting to, offer as much advice without overstepping, of course. I'm not going to go there and be like, hello, my name is Studdy, I've got nearly 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, you're all scum to me, I'm God to you all, move out of the way and let me play your game. And I don't want to, I'm not going to be like that. I want to help them as much as they want my help. And of course there is 5 other people that are going to be giving their opinions, and I imagine a lot of us will say the same, but some of us may have unique takes, so that's where it kind of is handy that we've got people of different ages, different experiences in boxing, different walks of life, so, I think that's pretty cool, in terms of the wide variety they have there. But yeah, that's kind of my expectations for it. I'm looking forward to it for sure, but I'm not getting my expectations to the max where I'm like, just everything is going to be like, this is amazing. Like, I'm not going to focus on the task at hand. I'm just going to play the game. I'm focused, but I'm also very excited. And my expectations are the game will be good. My game should be very playable. It will have the full boxing experience as a gameplay point. From mainly, sounds stupid, but mainly what I'm looking for is 8 out of 10 and above in terms of striking, combinations, head movement, footwork. And then I'll look at things like the lighting, the ring, the ref, the commentary, the judging, and things like that, and we'll kind of go from there, really. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about it just so you guys know where I'm at and what my expectations are before playing the game in literally a few days, which is insane. And yeah, thank you as always for watching, guys. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.